Hey, Jenn here. So we are going through the Niyamas right now. The Niyamas are the second step in this eight-limb path of yoga, or eight-limb path to enlightenment or to non-reactivity, okay? The first step were the Yamas. They were how you interact with the world around you. Now we're on the Niyamas, and that's how you interact with yourself. So we already went through saucha, which is cleanliness, purity, watching what you put into your body, watching what you allow to reside inside of your body, getting rid of the junk that is no longer needed, making room for your energy to go towards the stuff that's good for you. Then we talked about the santosha, which is all about contentment. And that's about not pushing yourself to be somewhere different, but being okay with where you're at right now and then exploring from that baseline for growth. So tapas is the third one, the third niyama. And this, at first glance, seems to be opposite of santosha, opposite of contentment. Because what this tapas, it's all about inner fire. It's about your self-discipline. It's about that excitement, that need to make change happen, to make growth happen. It's that kind of that motivating factor that causes change. It's that fire that gets lit. And a lot of times when people think about this one, then kind of pushing themselves, really difficult yoga postures, hot, sweaty, active movement. That's what a lot of people think, but it's not always that. It's not always that. Tapas can be simply the self-discipline to come to your mat every single day, whether or not you want to. It's the self-discipline to know what you want in the big picture, be motivated. Remember, we're not tying our happiness to that big picture, but that ability to be disciplined in the moment for the bigger picture. You want to lose 20 pounds? Don't eat that piece of cake. Okay, that tapas, it's that motivation within us. I want something different than what I've got right now. We're not attaching ourselves to that outcome, but it's that fire that drives us to make change happen. So the reason, at least I believe, and some other people that I've worked with believe, so these niyamas are the second step because we have to have the yamas in place first. The yamas teach us about ego, they teach us about truthfulness and honesty, they teach us about nonviolence. So we have to have those in place before we can get to this, because if we get to tapas without that ahimsa, without that nonviolence, without that coveting type of thing, if we get there before that, we can hurt ourselves. Because that motivation, it's got to be in balance. It can't just be go, 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 go. Okay? It has to be go, 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 as long as I'm taking care of myself while I'm going. So we have to balance, we have to figure out how to be content, that santosha, before we get to the point of pushing ourselves for change. Because if we push ourselves for change before we get to that, before we get that contentment in our lives, then we're going to start pushing or attaching our happiness to that goal. So all of this kind of lines up so that by the time we get to this motivation, this inner fire, this self-discipline, we already have these other tools in our tool belt to make sure that we don't go over the edge too much. So this tapas, though, it's really important because it's the thing that drives change. So on your mat, like I said, it could be even just showing up for your mat. It could be meditation. If you are someone who loves a fast class and it's really easy for you to get in here when you know you're going to get a good workout, and you know you need the mental part of yoga, but yet you have a hard time coming to the slower, to the more quiet, or even to sit and meditate. The big picture is you want to clear your head. In the back of your mind, you know just coming to the fast classes is not necessarily going to do it. This tapas, your motivation to move towards the bigger picture, is what's going to get you to meditate at home 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, 3 minutes a day to start. Who cares? It's just somewhere to start. But you need this tapas, this inner fire, in order to push you to do these things that will make change happen.